welcome to my channel Learn to Sign with Joanna. Today we are learning lesson 7, create your stage and role play. So let's have a look. So what is creating a stage? So whenever I think about a stage, I remember one of the poems of, I think, Shakespeare, that says that the world is a stage. People come, people go. Each person has its role to play. So that is what we are going to do in sign language. See, whenever you relate an experience or a story, we need you to create an invisible stage, or where you have people or your characters coming in and going. Let's take an example, shall we? So we'll take an example of one of my experiences with a friend. So this friend approached my husband and he wanted help in buying a phone. And he didn't have access to internet, or he didn't have much knowledge about different phones. So my husband, he said, okay, why not, let's look it up on the internet and I'll help you with it. So when the phone did come through, it was delivered to our address, we had to give it to him. Now I also happened to have the same phone, so what we did, we switched the boxes and we gave him the empty box. And he was like, oh, okay, let's have a look. He had his doubts, that's what he claims, but yeah, he did open it, and then he was like, why, it's open? And then we had to tell him that, oh, we were just playing the fool around with you. So this is what we're going to do in sign language. So take note of how I place my characters and how it comes to be a stage. I will explain it more after this example. Cool. So, if you noticed, I first off placed my characters. My friend was here and my husband was here and I was here. So we had 3 characters. So let's put imaginary people. So my friend asked my husband, and the phone came to my house, and we gave him the phone, and story as you saw. I hope the subtitles helped you understand the story and also get the signs. Now, this was me creating a stage. This was my imaginary stage. So if you notice in the previous lesson, lesson 6, we learned about how you have a certain volume. This is your normal space of signing. So in that normal space, we're going to create the stage. It's not going to be this much. We're not going to place characters here. I'm going to place characters right here. Me over here. Okay, unless even if there are too many characters, there are 4 more characters. There'll be one here, and one here, the other here, and here. So, still, this stage. Cool? So, if you want to know more volume, please feel free to see my lesson 6 on face expressions, volume, and emotions. Cool. What happens if we do not place characters or designate the position to the character? Well, I would get confused between who is my husband, or you will get confused between who is my husband, because I'll be pointing first husband here, then husband there, or friend here, husband there, or the same person will be everything, and it is going to get so confusing. Am I talking about my friend, or am I talking about my husband, or who said what? So if you place the designation rule and stick to it, like, don't switch those roles. If my friend is here, he has to remain here, and my husband has to remain here, unless he is walking towards my friend and comes here. Keep their positions. Second, we have role play. Now, how do we do role play? Role play is basically taking the role of that character and enacting it. Now, in the same example, I'll just give a short clip of it. So, did you notice something different? First off, I added dialogue to the characters. So when you are giving dialogue, when you're adding dialogue to the characters, you are to take their role, and so in order to do that, and for the audience or the person I'm speaking to, for you to know whom I'm speaking about, whose role I have taken, I need to shift my shoulders. That is, if I'm speaking on behalf of a friend, I have to shift towards him a bit, not too much, just a little bit. And then when I'm speaking on behalf of my husband, I have to shift a little towards him. And that will, indicate as to whose role I am taking. So yeah, I am the narrator. When I'm the narrator, just the narrator, then I point. But when I am taking on the role to deliver a dialogue, I shift shoulders. Cool? So shift your shoulders and position people. Next up is your sides, good dominant side. Now, this is very important in creating your stage. Dominant side or your dominant hand. Now, if you're right-handed, your dominant hand is your right hand. If you're left-handed, it is your left hand. Or you could just choose which you would like to be your dominant hand in sign language. Now, how does it matter? Usually it is the dominant hand that does most of the signing. So when you did your alphabet dominant hand, if you're right-handed, it is M, your right hand is doing all the movement, and your left hand is your base hand. So M, N, R, all the movement is being done by your dominant hand. Again, now if you're left-handed, it would switch. So it would become M, N, so this is left hand and this is your right hand. For me, I am a left-handed person, but I choose to use my right hand as a dominant hand because it is easier for people to understand, since most of the people use the right hand. Secondly, we have a good side and a bad side. Now, if you are right-handed, your good side is on your right side and your bad side is on your left side. Now, what is this good and bad? Well, in good and bad is like if you're describing something good, like if you're talking about good people, good values, good qualities, a person who is good, who does good, versus a person who does bad, or different things that are bad. So when you're describing those different bad things, they come on your left side, and anything that you're describing which is good, comes on your right side. So if you were to say God and Satan, God will be on your right side and Satan will be on your left side. I hope that makes it clear. However, if you are left-handed, again the sides switch. Your good side becomes your left hand and your bad side becomes your right hand. So left isn't bad, it's just the fact that whatever hand is your dominant hand, or you choose to be your dominant hand, is your good side. Hope that is clear. Now let's have a look at an example of my friend. Her name is Veda. She is going to demonstrate how you can use these two concepts, creating a stage and role play, while relating a story. So the story over here is of David and Goliath and how David defeated Goliath. Let's have a look. Veda. Now if you noticed how Veda was able to use different positions for Goliath and David, she shifted her shoulders from right to left while giving the dialogues for Goliath, taking his role, giving the dialogues of David and taking his role. And also we saw how she clearly positioned David and Goliath and kept that position. She did not switch it. Her signing was superb and clear. Now let's copy Veda's example on how we can use these two concepts while we are signing and speaking with devs. Thank you, Veda. So that's it for today. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.